Hello. In 1998, I took my daughter to Israel to see if she would catch the fire, to see if she would love the country as much as I did. This is some of the footage from our trip. I hope you enjoy it as much as we enjoyed being there. It's actually almost 10 o'clock in the morning. Bright, sunny morning. Going into the Jaffa Gate. This is kind of the crossroads of Jerusalem, where three sections of the four meet inside these Jaffa Gates. Okay, here we are, the bread sellers. This is David's Citadel up here, quite tall, right inside the Jaffa Gate. Many of the Jews are going to morning prayers, I think, because it's Monday morning. I'm going to follow this family for a little bit. It's a moat right around David's Tower. See, it stretches right down there. Now, if we were to go down that street, that's where Jaffa Road leads right into the souks, into the Muslim quarter. The restaurant there, that's not belonging to Christ Church, but this bookstore is. And this little restaurant on the corner, I take that back. This is the bookstore belonging to Christ Church. The other one was an information center. And just to the right are the iron gates through which you have to pass to get into Christ Church. The corner of the information center, see the Christian Information Center, is a coffee shop. Very nice coffee shop. It's all closed up right at the moment, but it's quite nice inside. People still on their way to prayers. We're going to go inside Christ Church. Just to our right, this is the reception area of the guest house. And now we're going to go up around the corner. The door to our little room is over there on the left, in the corner. We're going to go up around to our room. To Christ Church. There it is. That door right there leads into Christ Church. And that is the church. Rather unassuming on the outside. And there's a courtyard next to it. And over here to the right is a little dining room for the guest house. Rather nice little courtyard. There's Tanya. She's been inside taking pictures of the stained glass windows. I thought I would pop in and take some pictures too. This is the little foyer area coming inside. This is the inside of Christ Church, looking from the foyer. And this is where we had the Seder with Kehillat Christ Church too. They took out all these chairs and put in tables. It's like an old Gothic English church. Except for one thing, the stained glass windows are a bit different than English. And so is this table for the Lord's Supper. Notice the Hebrew writing. And back behind the table, at the back, and there's the stained glass windows. Notice the branches, the original branches cut off. All right, I thought I would get a close-up of this window here.
Mm-hmm. It's the one in the back I wish I could get. I wish this little camera had zoom. Because it's the one in the back I can't get up close to. And keep a good angle.
Here we go, modern shoppers and the ancient Cardo. There we go, looking down the Cardo. There's the ancient stones of the wall, the western wall. Modern shoppers. Very interesting. Whoa, this is cool. Now this is the Cardo, but it's all full of modern shops. More of the Cardo with the modern shops. Tanya shopping. Here we have the fiddler in the Cardo. This is looking down. There's like a well here. It's looking down into the stones, into the pit. Pretty music. This says it's the Hasmonean City Wall. And there it is. Right down at it. I'm looking straight down. Here we are going into the burn house. That's what it says in Hebrew here. This is a picture of the dig. And they were digging out the burn house. This is the burnt house, which is the lowest level of a rich man's house, probably a priest's house or a Pharisee's house from the time of David. The reason that we can see this is because in 1948, when the Arabs took over the control of the old city of Jerusalem, they burnt it to the ground. And so when the Israelis wanted to inhabit it again, they had to build it up from scratch. And since they had to do that, they excavated down below and found this lowest level of a house from the fall of Jerusalem in 70 A.D.
Look, you were accidentally discovered here. What I mean by you were accidentally, the year 1948, Jews were living here in this area without knowing about those ruins. Jordanians came over. There was what we call the War of Independence. the Jews were expelled from the Jewish quarter to return back again in the year 1967. In the year 1967, when we came back to the Jewish quarter, which was standing here for hundreds of years, at least we see the resemblance of the Jewish settlement here in the 16th, 17th century. We did find it in a terrible condition, dung and rubble and ruins everywhere. So what we did is we started to rebuild, restore the Jewish quarter. This is why, if you walk through the Jewish quarter, it looks a little bit more newer as opposed to the other parts. The houses look a little bit more clean, the streets a little bit wider. We know that in the year 70 CE Common Era, when the temple was destroyed, the Romans came over, and the description is that they have simply burned Jerusalem, all of Jerusalem. They have looted the upper city. Who was living in the upper city? The wealthy, the rich people. They were looting the upper city. And they have burned the places. They burned the house. There is a report of a big fire coming over here and doing this excavation. This is known by the name the burnt house because all the indication here to the right side are pointing out on a big fire. Take a look right over here at the corners. You still see the dark part, including even some wooden logs that are buried right here in front of us.
The house of Pathros. Oh, that's from a Babylonian Talmud, preserved. In this refrain, the members of the house of Cathros are accused of misusing the written word, being apparently infamous for their libelous slander. Here's some more of the kitchen implements that they found. Pots and such. Here's some more little jars. More clay pots. Hard day's work. Some horse police walking ahead of us out the Jaffa Gate. Thought that was kind of picturesque.
זאת אומרת, מה אם אני מוריד אותך לחוף הים שמה? את יודעת איפה שוק הכרמל ליד חוף הים שמה? את לא מתכוון להגיד לך?
איפה הטיילות?
כן, זה הקצה של שוק הכרמל. את רוצה התחלת שוק הכרמל למעלה ליד אלנבי כאילו?
כן, אלנבי.
אלנבי.
We're at the Plant Protection Agency and we've just met with Melissa, a gentleman from the National Jewish Fund, and we're going to come back and plant trees later. Cactus in the foreground and rose trees in the background.
Weeks ago we had a really bad one where it was just like the country was covered in dust and sand.
She woke up one morning and it looked like there was foggy.
We're at an open-air craft market in Tel Aviv. Isn't that nice dinner music?
Enjoy the music, please. Directly thank the musician.
arts and crafts, kind of like our Saturday market. This whole week of Pesach is a holiday, so Melissa's taking us through the craft market. There's all kinds of stuff. And very crowded. This is Dugit. It's a little coffee shop and bookstore off of Dusengraf Square. And people come here, have a cup of coffee, have a little conversation. This is what it looks like. But it's all closed for renovations. Looking inside the old Jaffa Gate from the top, it's amazing that cars can get in here. It's broad right where you see, but as soon as you go around the corner, it's barely 1 lane wide. We're up on the old city walls. That's where I was standing, right there. This is the walls of the city gate of Jaffa Gate. That's where we're going to climb up to walk around the walls. This is looking out the Jaffa Gate to where we walked to come in. We're still up on top of that same platform. This is, you would be coming from the north to the west, on the west side of the wall. This is the back side of Jaffa Gate. Not so pretty. They're gutting out old buildings. We'll probably refurbish them inside. This is in the Christian Arab section right here, I think. This is looking out the Jaffa Gate to the west, straight to the west. Beautiful modern city. It's amazing to me how much Israel has built up in 50 years from nothing. Look at that, old buildings, churches, and a satellite dish. Thank goodness for the clouds. I'm hoping it'll give us a little cloud cover. It's been extremely hot here, especially for this time of year. Western Judea Hills. I didn't know I had this running when I first started this. Looking out the west of the city and looking to the north as far as you can see. Look at the traffic jam. It's only 9 o'clock in the morning. Last night when we came home from Tel Aviv, we could hardly get in. It was bumper to bumper, inch by inch, coming into Jerusalem. Our faithful beggar down there, her spot that she was in yesterday and the day before. Somebody's backyard, looking eastward here on the wall. The pretty wildflowers going right here on top of the wall. Isn't that pretty? Here's more. Israel is particularly green this year. And here's more. Beautiful. Huge fig tree in blossom up here. It's quite a ways up above the city. I think Tanya's already getting tired. Her pace is slowing. Mine too. Look at the pretty gardens right down here, way above the city street. streets inside the wall. And this is the Arab quarter. This looks like the back of a church or a mosque or something. Refurbishing it very nicely. Boy, when the stone is clean, it's really beautiful. Oh, this must be a Christian Arab place. Let's look at the niche in the wall there. There's a street vendor. Looking northward up Jaffa Gate, or I mean not Jaffa Gate, Jaffa Road. And right up that way leads toward the Garden Tomb, toward the north part of the city. Here we go. Here's the moat that goes around the old city wall on the north side. They've made a regular garden out of it. See some of the ancient stones still sitting around. That's the road that goes down to the Damascus Gate. Traffic of a modern city. Kids school. Kids will be kids. World over. Comes a monk home from shopping. Here we are looking northeast. The Arab mother coming from the suits, probably taking her daughter to school. The city looking to the east. Oh, right down there are a bunch of Arab souks, little shops, before you get to the Damascus Gate. I don't know if you can see, there's the Arab teacher. It's lost her. Undercover now. Non-commercial street. Inside the wall in the Arab quarter. Can you imagine driving all those little cars in there? Okay, here comes one. See how he negotiates with inches to spare? We must still be in Christian Arab quarters, because that looks like another Catholic church or something. Looks like somebody's been camping out in a niche in the wall. This is still high up above. I don't know how they got there unless they scaled over the wall. This just shows you where we're walking along the northern wall toward the Damascus Gate. What a pretty little garden this is. See, there's those suits. But inside here, this is the prettiest little garden. Pretty blossoming tree there by the wall. Pretty ivy growing on the tree, on the wall. The sea of satellite dishes and television antennas over the tops of the houses in Old Jerusalem, just inside the northern wall. And there's a very nice little playground. There's the Sooks high up there, close up. Go right down there. These are the ones just before you get to the Damascus Gate on the northwestern side of the city. Doing the morning shopping. I hope you'll come back with us next time to see more of Israel. It's a beautiful country and I know you'll enjoy it.